tutorial, I'm going to show you how to convert your drawings, like this one here, into Illustrator and image trace them and make them a vector. And the reason why you would convert it to a vector is because you want it not, or you don't want it to distort when you blow it up big. And you also, for this tutorial, is you want to make your image become cleaner and clearer. You'll notice if I zoom in here, it is made up of pixels, and the further you go in, the more distorted it becomes, and it becomes pixelated until you can see that it's actually made of pixels. Okay, so, but if I then, and also the same goes for this drawing of a map, if I did that in Photoshop, if I zoomed in, it would be pixelated as well. But here in Illustrator, you'll see that same map. You can zoom in, and it's very sharp. And the same goes for the figure that I've now image traced, and you can see that you can zoom in and keep on zooming until, well, it doesn't pixelate because it is a vector. And this will also mean that you can see that it's small there. I can actually make it bigger. If I hold shift down, it doesn't distort. And I can make it big as A4, and it's not distorted in any way. So you can see from that. But also, if I was to reduce it down loads again, holding shift, it would still not be distorted even when I zoom. I zoom in, still retains, even though how small it is, it still retains its clarity. So this is why you would do something in Photoshop. So I can zoom out and you can see that it's tiny, but it's still in proportion, and it hasn't deteriorated in any way. So let me show you how you do that. So first of all, go back to Photoshop, and the drawing that I've done, I need to now make cleaner and darker for Illustrator. So I'm going to do that by going to Curves. So I'll do that again, go Image and Adjustment, and then Curves, or Command M, and I will bring this area down so it goes darker, and this area up so it goes lighter. Okay, so I get rid of, maybe bring this up a little bit so there's not too much blue, and distort it until you're happy with it. You don't want too much of that blue. There you go, that should be fine. Until it's really dark. Okay, and then you will save that and save that as a JPEG. And save that to your desktop as a high quality. And then we can bring that into Illustrator. So you would be doing this to your map, you'd be doing this to your figure, you'd do it to your logo. You can even do it from photos, as long as it's a high resolution photo. It has to be high resolution, otherwise it does distort and doesn't go clarity. So I suggest like a 300 dots per inch, at least. So then I can place my image in. So it's a good idea to place it, and there's my image, so 0.3, and I'll choose the size that I want it. It's going a bit messy, so let me zoom out. There's my figure, maybe make it a little bit bigger. Okay, so there it is. So there's other options. So you can either, you'll notice there's two ways. So you can either straight away image trace and see what that quality is like. Ignore this because you don't need to reduce it in image size. You want it a high image, otherwise it does distort quite a lot, and press OK. It shouldn't take too long. There you go. There is the adjustment of the image trace. So it was up here, and that's fine. I mean, there are other options. If you wanted to do that, I can undo that and show you the other options. So if you want to do a 3-color one, so making a photo go to 3 colors, there's line art, technical drawing, and there's also this option over here. So that was a way of doing it if you want it quite easy and simple. Now, I quite like getting rid of the white when I image trace, so I can fill those areas. So there's also a more advanced drop down. So you go to image trace. So you can either do it up here straight away if you don't want any hassle, but also if you want it more advanced, you can go to image trace. You can see here there's options up here, so auto color, high color, low color, grayscale, and I'm going to choose black and white. So go yes, tracing may proceed. That's fine. It wasn't that long, didn't take that long, and press OK. And there you go, it's all done. Now you can see here that the paths and anchors, we've got quite a lot of anchors and paths. Now I want to reduce those a little bit. So I'm going to bring the paths down, and you'll notice hopefully that this will go down. That's gone up with the threshold, but if I bring paths down, bring the noise down a little bit. And so play around with those, it will keep on until you're kind of happy with your design. I'm going to get rid of the white so I can fill it myself, so ignore white. And there, and it's already traced, you don't need to do anything else because it's doing it live. And then you just press expand, and you'll see now that I'm able, it's just like an Illustrator document, where I'm now able to move it and change it and do what I want to with it. So if I want to extend this, for example, I can now highlight it and change it. If I zoom in, it stays very crisp, and I can adjust these points to make them fuller using the white anchor, and to make it look more. And I can also add anchor points and adjust this to make it smoother. Until it looks more like a sweat mark, I suppose. If I want to get rid of things, I just select it with the white arrow and press backspace or delete. If I didn't want those dots. Okay, if you want to make anything, if you want to make anything thicker, I can do that by adjusting these. So if I want to make my line a little bit thicker or thinner in places, I can adjust away. Adjusting my anchor points. Okay, and every time I might want to make this a little bit bigger or whatever. Or I want to get rid of things, and you can just play around with doing that. Right, also, you want to know how to colour it. So my drawing now is a vector. I can actually live fill it with colour. So here are my live paint bucket, or is my live paint bucket, which is under the shape builder tool. So you just select it, and you'll be able to, if you choose RGB or CMYK, you'll be able to choose the colour that you're going to be filling. So you can, using the arrow keys on your keyboard, you can go to the colour that you want. And when you're selecting, I want a lighter colour for the skin. So I'll go to there, and then I can start filling the areas up. I'll make his eye bags maybe a little bit darker. So again, you click on, and then you just fill the areas that you want. Until you're happy with your overall design. You can also change obviously the colour of the figure itself. And so that would be seeing my K again. Okay, and adjust and change. So I could change that colour using the white arrow until you're overall happy with your design. As long as you've got the white arrow, you can select certain areas and adjust those. Okay, and that is how to do it. I've done something very similar to the map. So I just live traced the map, and then I've just adjusted and live filled the areas from here. So doing something very similar, I can select the areas that I want to live fill. So again, choose the colour that you want and just fill it. Until you're happy with your designs. I mean, you could get rid of these writing and just type them in as normal using the text tool if you want to clean it up, or if you were wanting to adjust some certain areas. For example, you wanted to move this kind of up to make the road thinner, you can just individually adjust the areas you want to move up. Until you're happy with the design. And that's that. Hopefully you can now scan in and make your image now a vector. Thanks for listening. Bye.